All right, sorry about that. Make sure the microphone. Okay, it's showing the microphone works. Hello. Trying to do a video walkthrough of the Raspberry Pi 400. Make sure this is set up correct. This is for testing purposes. But the Raspberry Pi kit was distributed to my students. My name is Michael Tyler, and enough kits were distributed to our students so that we can have students. Give me one moment, everybody. This is a recording just for logistics. Yeah, okay. So speakers, okay. So it is the headphone. But the Raspberry Pi kit, I wanted to make sure I had all the details down pat. I have notes here I want to talk about first, but the Raspberry Pi kit 400, it's an Academy set. So it's kind of interesting because, during this time in the pandemic, our students have to learn from home, and it's kind of tough. So when Google and CPS helped distribute, these particular kits, it was very beneficial. So I'm going to talk about a few things. And some of those things are, I'm trying to turn off the background here so you can see the kit's layout. And this is a video I'm doing for the purposes of students. So when they get the kits, pretty soon they will know what's included in the kit. So this is the setup. I want to make sure that's seen. Okay, good. Checking my camera res. So everything in this on this page here is what the students will be getting overall. And on the other side is instructions on things they're going to be doing with the teachers to facilitate learning. So all that said, there's a lot I want to talk about, but let's start with item number one, which is Computer Science Education Week. And I think this is displayed on the screen. It is. So Computer Science Education Week, just want to go through a few things and explain them. This is happening or occurring on December 7th, and today is the 6th. So I wanted to hurry up and get this done and out there. That's why I'm up and I was studying it. And I even had my own son and daughter, I had them go through the kit, and they did pretty well. They finished it in under 45 minutes. So let's take a look at CS Education Week, right? And I don't know if you can see the page I gave like earlier, like this page, but I'm gonna talk about it in a moment, because it's tied to a program called Code Next through Google. And the program does not exist here in Chicago yet, but it'd be nice to have that program here and help students in terms of computer science. But also, it'd be a first, because during this time of the pandemic, and especially e-learning, a lot of students have to learn online, and this would help them if we come back to normal, or some normalcy, if I could say that, back to school. So without further ado, let's explain some of the details with Computer Science Education Week, and it's near and dear to my heart, because I have students who have participated and make the challenge, and honestly, they get to interact with other students. It's the exposure, as I always say. They get to interact with other students that come from different backgrounds, maybe more affluent than they are, and it helps them. So let's discuss some of these details. And this is just a dry run so I can get it ready for students soon. The kits are coming in as of Friday, so now it's time to distribute. Call it Black Santa Claus or something. But this is going to help them through that crisis, because not all students have what is called equity. And equity is necessary because, there's a picture. I want to look it up, but it's going to take too much time. You'll see some people with what's called equality, and they're sitting at different crates to see the same baseball game, I think it is. With equity, everybody's set at a certain support level to see the same game. And this is kind of what I'm thinking this is with Google, and I'm really grateful for them sending these in a timely fashion and during such a trying time. All right, so Computer Science Education Week. I'm pretty sure the screen is telling me, this is showing. So I'm just gonna go from there. Computer Science Education Week um, is really about all of these things for teachers. There is a place where they can go and they can get professional development, and it'll help them. And because there's a lot of people that think that you have to be industry like myself to teach computer science, and it's just totally absurd. It's called baptism by fire. You only learn by trying it. I tell my students that all the time. So then there's the inspire part, right? This is how to get parental engagement, I think. So I just want to go through this. Advocacy, really big on that because there's people out there that sent me these devices for these students to utilize to try to, build that equity gap, right? So involve administrators, counselors. You might be one person, English teacher, science teacher like me, or whatever, and you want to be, promote this to say, hey, computer science is a good thing. Here's why, and you might, run into some traction, or friction, but there are people out there, and it makes you feel like you're not doing it alone. So that's a good link to click on. And then celebrate is, everybody needs their own praise, I guess. So, congratulate other teachers in terms of uh, getting the idea of computer science being a thing for students, because we are in a computer science times, right? We have online classes. I don't want to go into that. But anyway, they have a calendar of events, and this is for the teachers on my staff. I say my staff, I'm not nobody, but I mean the people I work with, my colleagues, I say oftenly. These are dates for things you can click on and register to get caught up to speed. I'm not sure what the dates are for deadlines to register, but you might want to look into it. Okay. Make beats, promote equality. So I mean, I could spend all day on this page because I went to I think it was Computer Science Teachers Association, CSTA, and it was Engage, and I found out about this. And they have something on Hobson. They have a few things with these kits, by the way, that I'm about to talk about. There are upcoming events to help students. That's why they need emails for every kit that goes out. There are emails that will help students um, interact with the Raspberry Pi 400, learn to do things, basically engage them. So this is as I encourage other teachers during this trying time, give them something that's tactile, so they don't have to focus on whatever's trying at home. Okay, so this is important, and that's why I was glad these kits were delivered in such a tricky time. All right, so let's take a look at. I talked about that. The people that made this happen. I think it was a Miss Amani Jennings from Google HQ in California. She got in contact with me, and it was through Abro Vila, through the Office of Computer Science. Those people have been helping me out in the clutch in keeping computer science. Chicago Public Schools Office of Computer Science. They've been helping me, and I'm grateful. But let's look at how they set this up. So Google Code Next is only based out of New York and also out of, I want to say California, right? Because I think I got the phone call from California, which told me I was possibly getting the kits, and then it's turned to this. So this is like, COVID, everything's rising, people outside partying. And I'm sitting here like, how do I keep the kids engaged, right? If I want to go to kickbacks and do everything else, I'm like, how do I keep the kids engaged, right? Because I'm a parent too. So I focus on the small things as my dad did. Now, Google Code Next program, it works with high schoolers, but it's important and it's very positive because it's for Black and Latinx tech leaders, or our generation of students becoming those tech leaders. And they're paired, I think, with Google engineers. recently, CPS has given me or helped me out with volunteers to help facilitate, and I'm a little behind schedule because I have parenting duties. But I'm going to try to pair some of these PhD candidates. I'm assuming that they're in um, categories of computer science. I'm not sure. So the goal would be, if I got the kids out in a timely fashion, to have them come in for this week coming up and discuss Google Code Next as well as the Raspberry Pi kits, and just give any type of exposure or wisdom that they can provide to our students, because our students are highly at risk, and with the current pandemic, they're super at risk because this is trying. Right, school used to be the safe place for most of our students, and now I don't know what to say, because now they have to just see me, and it's in video form. So these kids are going to help them get their minds off of things. That's my opinion. All right, so the hope is we'll get enough students engaged, and maybe they'll allow our students to participate in this program, because I've been in programs like this when I was younger, and they help. They give structure. They help students engage with other students who are around the same age bracket, and you know they can really engage and become better, because it's just that exposure. You only need a little bit of exposure. You don't need to be years experience, just a little exposure, and then leave it up to the student, like plant that seed, right? So this is Google Code Next. This is the link that I showed earlier on this sheet. It's highlighted on the backside, and it's basically g.code co / code next, and that's the actual. It'll take you straight to this site here. The link for Computer Science Education Week, in case parents, or because this is going out to everybody, is csedweek.org. All right. Okay, so let's continue on, because I want to get this over with, and looks like I've been doing this for a nice minute. Now, these kits, I'm going to have to turn off the background so you can see what's in this kit. Let's see here, because I was like, I got to do this. My superiors are like, we need a video, a walkthrough. Okay, intellectual property. Hold on. Let's change the background, right? There we go. Turn it off. All right, because I know the glare from the background and stuff is going to. And I apologize. My apartment is not as fancy, but I do have modest, humble beginnings. My dad was a Marine. He was like, you don't need much. And if you don't got it, you don't need it. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. So basically, the kit comes with this here, right? And this is going to be a lengthy video because they go through it. And it's called Wave Share. All right. So this is the box. I'm doing this video as a tutorial for students, so please pay attention. Some of you guys, I know y'all gonna make you a sandwich or some ramen noodles. Don't do that. Pay attention. I'm about to go through this step by step. I reviewed Gabriel and Sydney, my children's video, and honestly, they did it in 45 minutes. So I'm not trying to hold y'all to the same standard, but like that movie I like, you can do it. You can. All right. So this is the overall instructions that come with each kit. Okay. I dropped the sheet. On the back side of it are instructions when you get done. It says, congratulations. I know I'm looking at the camera screen there, and it's in reverse. That's how mirrors work. But anyway, congratulations. Each kit comes one. So when you get done, don't be like, I'm done. All right, put it back in the kit. No, because Mr. Tyler can ask you questions about what you did there. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, you pull everything out the box. So here's everything that's coming out the box. You got the Wave Share, right? We have the Raspberry Pi 400, right? This is usually, let's see if I got one around here. I usually have an Arduino somewhere around here. Bingo, let's see here. usually about this size, right? It's an Arduino, right? We dealt with these in my classroom when we were in the building. But so they really, Google's really helping y'all out. And this is more high powered. Like this here is more high powered than this. But this is really all it is. It's a circuit board or a microcontroller that allows you to do multiple things, right? A long time ago, when I was a copier technician, I wouldn't call them copiers. I'd be like, it's a multifunctional printer, right? Okay, this is a little dark. I want you to be able to see that and put some light on that. So you take this out, you need this, right? This is the most important part. What else we got in here? As small as it looks, this is a camera, right? Yes, Google really did their thing because this is a whole academy kit. What I mean by academy, so I'm still pulling stuff out of this box. This is what every student will get, all right? And it says Raspberry Mon Academy Kit, all right? It tells you everything that comes in it. What else we got here? And I'm just doing, this is what I want all of you guys to do. I'm just doing what is called inventory. Every intro to robotic, intro to engineering student, every computer science student, every physics student, when you get this, this is a lesson in scientific method. Do your inventory first. Make sure you have all these parts that are listed on this sheet here. Okay. Like when we're doing Legos, when we're doing any new equipment, inventory, inventory, inventory. So that's what you should do first. Okay. So do that first. Don't just start tearing stuff open and throwing it together. Inventory. So what is this next, right? Well, this looks like an Ethernet cable to me, and it sure is. It's Cat 6. Interesting. You're gonna need this. That's why I like this kit, because it's like super computer science, and you can get like basic computer repair skills from doing this, because you're learning what these things are, right? These things are like when I was a kid. let me stop reminiscing. So you need this cable, and I see it. Accessories. This is the Sense hat. This is going to come in real cool at the end. And I have a video with Gabe and Sid doing that. All right, so let's get started. Basically, I'm gonna leave this up because these are the people that are helping me teach this. So basically, and I don't know if you can see my camera. I probably should just switch it so you see what I'm doing. Can I do that? Can I pin it to me and then you see only me? Because I'm about to go through breaking this down. I don't know if it works that way. All right, so I'm gonna leave both running. I'm gonna see what happens. But if I need to do another video, I will. I just need to have a separate camera output so somebody can record me doing it. I don't know. But I'm opening up what is called the Raspberry Pi. And I was worried about this when Google was talking about this, because I was like, these kids are going to have to solder. They're going to have to put things together. No, not exactly. So here's why. Let's put this here. So this is what it looks like. Oh, upside down. No, I had it right. I got the camera wrong. All right. So it comes with these ports, and it allows you to assemble it. So that was my biggest concern. Like, they got to, what if they break a pin? You know, that's what I was thinking about as a science teacher. Like, I can see I'm going to have to buy more of these. This is going to be a bad idea. But it's actually a very great design and cost effective for, a classroom that has to be done at home. So worst case scenario, here's why I say that. You got the camera output, so you can see what what the student's doing. You got, what else? It's an LCD screen. That's this thing, I bet, right? So they have everything they need. It may not be what they're used to, but worst case scenario, since this has an HDMI cable in there and it's an LCD screen, you can still, if you think this is too small for your student, disconnect it and connect the HDMI cable to a bigger TV like I have set up for when I watch football. And you can be like, all right, do your homework. No excuses. It'd be like, no, it's too small. I can't see. you can reconnect it to a bigger HDMI smart TV, right? So like I always tell my students, no excuses, right? Maybe I should do part one and part two because I want to see how this video worked or not. You have the camera. I talked about that. And then all of it is just about, using common sense, plugging it in. And not common sense. Let me be careful because some people, I was younger and I didn't follow directions. But as I grew older, I was like, I should read the instructions. Because you won't have that like loose screw or that extra part sitting somewhere. So just read the instructions and follow details. I've had other people I've been field testing it on, and it step by step tells you what to do. There's even a website, I think. Oh yeah, that's what I want to talk about, the QR code here. Okay, so if you want to use this QR code, you have to get what is called an app on your phone. It's called a QR code reader, and I think it takes you further through the instructions. All right, so I think I want to set it up and see how long it takes me to do it. I've seen it done by Gabe and Sydney in about 45 minutes, and it was like showing me things they can do with it. I was like, okay, so I know my students need about 2 days. That was my initial assumption, but it can be done. And then I can start working on. So we're gonna have a breakout session with students and have them test it out. And my hope is to continue partnerships with some of these volunteers so they can help our students after hours if they have time, and put these things together faster and learn what they do. Then we can get into the coding aspect where we're doing Scratch, where we're doing, because I think these are Raspberry Pi, so it's Linux. So, it's like, yeah, this is nice. All right. So let me go through a few things in the first video, and I'm gonna stop and review this one, see if it's worked. If it recorded okay. But honestly, I'm gonna set up just a few things, and I'll show you how simple it is to connect up this right here, the Raspberry Pi, which you don't know. You think it's a keyboard? No, they just gave y'all a lot. Because when I was younger, these don't come with a keyboard. You had to buy that separate, USB and all right here. So this is nice. This is a nice upgrade. I'm thinking about the Matrix. I even see the Cat5 cable in case you need. I think that's what that's for, to connect to the internet. But this might even have. I read the specs. It has Bluetooth. It's got a few. It's real nice. So let me get it started. Take my time with it, and then do a part two video. But I want to get this video started so I can at least get the details about Code Next out there. What did I say? CS Education Week, which starts tomorrow out there, and the rest of this I'm just gonna be putting together. All right. So I don't have a good camera or somebody doing it, but I'm gonna put it together, and then I'm gonna tell you show you what it looks like. All right. So see you all in part two.